Women in Media, and my name is Jhenna Hillier, so I'll be presenting this. I will be exploring how women have been portrayed in movies over time, what has changed, what hasn't, and where we are headed. Media plays an important role in how women are perceived. Representation matters. They do not just entertain us, but influence how we see ourselves and others. This presentation explores how women have been portrayed in movies over the decades. It will explain how these roles started, how they shifted, and where they may be going next. 1950s and early 60s movies. Mary Poppins. 1964. In Mary Poppins, women are portrayed as magical, but still tied to caregiving roles. Mary Poppins is a fascinating example of early female representation. On the surface, she's nurturing and proper, but underneath that, she quietly resists the expectations placed on women. She challenges Mr. Banks multiple times, but does it with charm and no confrontation. The movie reinforces the idea that a good woman brings emotional balance and fixes family problems without disrupting the male figures. It is empowerment in a carefully contained package. The Sound of Music, 1965. Maria, the main character and the focus of the story, presents a wholesome, nurturing woman. She's joyful, kind, and naturally falls into the role of caretaker for the Von Trapp children. Spoiler: Maria eventually marries their father, which further enforces the idea that a woman's happy ending, is marriage and motherhood. While she's spirited and independent at first, her story arc shows how media encourage women to prioritize family over personal growth or ambition. It is also a great example of gender stereotypes and how movies help socialize women into specific roles. Concept tied to early films, gender stereotypes. In early films like The Sound of Music and Mary Poppins, women were consistently portrayed as kind, nurturing, and emotionally selfless. They were framed as the ideal good woman. These are textbook examples of gender stereotypes, where women were seen as valuable, mostly for how well they could care for children, men, or household. The 90s. 90s shift to assertive leads. Clueless, 1995. Female lead. Cher is confident, fashionable, and outspoken. Cher is not perfect, but she's not punished for being feminine. In fact, she uses her femininity to her advantage throughout the film. This film challenges the idea that smart girls can't also be into fashion or popularity. It flips older stereotypes by showing that self-worth does not have to come from boys or fitting into a mold. Clueless also reflects on the double bind women often face when is being expected to be strong, independent, but also likable and sweet all at the same time. 10 Things I Hate About You, 1999. Kat Stratford, the main character in 10 Things I Hate About You, is the kind of character we rarely saw in earlier media. Kat is sharp, openly feminist, and unapologetically independent. In earlier decades, girls like Kat would not have been the lead. They would have been written off as too angry or too weird. This film pushes back against that trend. It is an example of symbolic annihilation being reversed. Instead of being silenced, Kat is given space to be seen, heard, and complicated. 2000s to 2010. Legally Blonde, 2001. Elle Woods in Legally Blonde flips the stereotype of the ditzy, fashion-obsessed blonde. People assume she's not serious because of how she looks, but she proves them wrong. While still embracing her femininity, instead of being saved by a man, Elle saves herself. This film challenges gender stereotypes and how the media teaches girls to balance success with how they present themselves. It is a strong example of media socialization where viewers learn that femininity and intelligence don't have to cancel each other out. Mean Girls. Mean Girls captures the complex and messy social politics between teen girls. It shows how drama is often fueled not just by jealousy or insecurity, but how girls are taught to compare themselves. The film shows how boys can play into that dynamic, whether intentional or not, by being the center of competition or manipulation. Even though it is set in high school, it reflects how adult women can also be socialized to see each other as rivals. It's a great example of media socialization, teaching girls that beauty, likability, and status are what make you pretty. Today's movies: meta, feminist, and real. Wonder Woman, 2017, directed by Patty Jenkins. This Wonder Woman is the latest Wonder Woman. There have been many in the past. Woman is Gal Gadot. Wonder Woman redefined the female superhero archetype. Gal Gadot leads with strength and empathy, breaking the mold of a traditional masculine heroism. Wonder Woman is not about being likable or fashionable, but human, and she doesn't rely on a male lead to save her. She has a love interest, but doesn't sacrifice the world for him. She challenges male-dominated superhero narratives. Barbie 2023. Barbie isn't just about dolls. It is about identity control and rewriting the script media has handed for women for decades. Barbie is set in an all-girl world where the most important people are women. Barbie can be anyone, from president to a construction worker. Challenges traditional beauty standards. Barbie chooses a real world, and even if it means not being perfect. Greta Gerwig, the director for Barbie, one of the few women to direct a billion-dollar film, tells complex, emotional, female-centered stories, uses humor and meta-commentary to challenge norms. Greta helped prove that women's stories can be global stories. Other movies, other than Barbie, that Greta has helped with are Lady Bird, Little Woman, Frances Ha, Mistress America. She is also a reflection of our current culture. Greta Gerwig, a career of centering women. Lady Bird was a teen girlhood, family ambition. Little Women, sisterhood, creativity, independence. Barbie, feminism, identity, and reinvention. Frances Ha and Mistress America. Quirky, real portraits of womanhood. Greta's work celebrates the complexity of being a woman. She incorporates humor, heart, and hardship into her work. Barbie 2023. Feminist commentary. The film openly critiques patriarchy and how it affects both women and men. Ends with Barbie choosing to be human, choosing imperfection, growth, and agency. Barbie realizes she is just as powerful as a man, not because she acts like one, but because she isn't one. Today's movies. Both Wonder Woman and Barbie break the outdated trope that a female lead story has to end in romance. While Wonder Woman does have a love interest, her true power comes from her mission, not the relationship. Barbie also challenges traditional narratives by realizing she doesn't need a man to feel whole or powerful. These movies prove that women's stories can be emotionally powerful and complete without centering a man. It's a big shift from what older movies taught us about what a happy ending looks like for women. These films show where modern media is going, towards stories that let women be powerful, complex, and whole without relying on romantic validation. The terms and concepts I used from the book. Gender stereotypes used in Sound of Music, Mary Poppins. Symbolic annihilation or double bind, mentioned under the 90s section. Male gaze, explained in early film section. Media socialization tied to Mean Girls and Legally Blonde. I used a peer-reviewed article from the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, published in 2023 and hosted on PubMed Central. This article summarizes decades of research on how media reinforces gender stereotypes and objectification.